Some of you guys probably assumed already that I bought a new vehicle. My mom, matter of fact, she messaged me and said, stop buying vehicles. And it's my mom, so I was very respectful, and as respectfully as possible I said, not my vehicle. Anyway, let's go check out my new ride. Alright guys, in case you're new here, this is my early Bay 1971. This is my new vehicle. It's a 1973 Volkswagen Beetle. I got it for $400. The motor was sitting beside it, so that's gonna need a rebuild obviously, but I ran the numbers and it's not actually the motor, so it's an F-block motor that was in there, and this didn't come with an F-block, so looks like we'll be sourcing a motor at some point for it, but let's take a gander. Alright guys, the bumper's in pretty bad shape. Some of that is from me towing it home and pulling it around and whatnot, but it was already in pretty bad shape before, so I was either going to be able to bend all of it back straight, or I wasn't anyway, so that's alright. But the bumper supports are in good shape. Hopefully this little gasket will go up. It looks like the bumper might be bent down on this side, so that's going to take a little bit of work. There's a wasp right there that probably doesn't want to hang out with me. Alright, well, to be honest, it took me a long time to get into this hood because I guess it's the trunk, but it took me a long time to get in here because I didn't realize that the release was inside in the glove box, so that's cool enough, but I finally got in here last night. Alright guys, so we got a spare tire. I think it actually holds air, but since none of the rest do, it's probably not going to help us get too far. It is not the original tire, for the record. That was actually replaced at some point. Looks like we have some heater hose in it. This is some kind of filter or something. I'm pretty new to Volkswagens. I don't know much about this stuff, but this is all part of the heating system, I would imagine. And it all runs off engine heat. So there's no liquid in this, so it doesn't heat like a normal vehicle would. I don't know what this box is, so if you guys are Volkswagen guys, tell me what that box does. I would imagine it's for some kind of emissions, but I don't know. This is a fluid bottle, so I would imagine that it's probably windshield wiper fluid or something, because there's no liquid cooling this engine, but I could be wrong on what it is. There's my brake fluid reservoir. It's missing a cap. There's some wiring. All that. Here's the gas tank. Fuel door. Alright, so she's really, really dirty right now, obviously. I thought about cleaning her up before I showed y'all, but I wanted to be able to reflect back to how bad she was. Like I said, all the tires are flat, which is usually a pain when you're trying to haul a vehicle, but luckily it wasn't too bad because this is about half a vehicle. Alright, here's the lever in the glove box for the trunk. This is a manual shift car. I think they all were, but there might have been an automatic option by about this year. The earlier years were all standard vehicles. Like I've said, the The engine is not with us. They did give me an engine that they called the right one, but it wasn't the right one, so. Anyway, the transmission's in there. That's half the battle. Here's the motor, guys. I think it's a 1300. It was actually supposed to be a 1600. This side's missing a valve cover. It was supposed to be a dual port engine and it's a single intake, so like I said, it's not the original motor. At least I got a motor. You guys can just see how filthy this thing really is. There's some kind of lichens growing on it. This thing's been sitting for 12 years. Besides not having the original motor, the only bummer really is that it didn't have a title. So I'm going to have to file for a lost title and go through all that business, which I've never done in Arkansas, so I don't know how difficult it's going to be, but I'm sure the ladies will work with me down there and help me any way they can. There is some damage here to this driver door. I can get another driver door, but we'll see. I'm going to try to just probably pop the dents out of this one. I would like to keep the car as original as possible. There's some damage on the other fender. I'll show you guys that. This fender's pretty cracked and chewed up, so it's been rusted through. I honestly will probably just replace this whole panel unless I keep the original paint, so we'll see. But either way, it's definitely gonna need a lot of work there. Missing a headlight ring here on the front, and this body panel, the same one that's damaged over there, is damaged down here. So if I keep the original paint, this will have to be repaired. If not, it will be replaced. I've got a buddy that owns a detail company, so I'm gonna have him come by and clean it up for me. She'll look a lot better once we get some of this grime off of her. The door panels are in pretty bad shape, but the armrest, well, that one's chewed up. One gauge, it's a speedometer. There's a fuel gauge right there. A couple indicator lights. Simple as that. Original radio. There's been a critter living in here for a while. I don't know if he came with the car or not. There's more AC, or heat ducts, I mean. You can see the back windows pop out here. Those open up and that back window pops out for airflow. She was born in January 1973. There you help you. What do you think? Pretty comfortable? You wanna go riding? Dad's gonna have to do some work first. You like it? Alright guys, so I know that I haven't actually done a full tour video of the bus. I apologize for that. I'm going to drive her somewhere beautiful where we have some views and do it. I actually talked to her about reviewing this one first because I didn't want her to get upset. She said as long as we put good music in her video and we make this review short, then we could review this Volkswagen first. So anyways guys, Brett and Deborah, they hooked me up with this bus, early bay bus, And ever since I started learning about Volkswagens, I've just been more and more excited about them. There was a girl in town, and she has to move, and she was gonna get rid of the car, and I couldn't pass it up for the price. So as you guys know, I got a lot of projects going on. I got plenty to work on. The last thing I needed was another car, but I didn't want to pass it up. So this one's gonna sit here for a while. I'll just pick up spare parts and stuff as I go, and we'll see. So it's probably gonna be a while before I get to working on this one, but I'm glad I get to look at it every morning. It already has been bringing a smile to my face the past couple days. So I appreciate you guys watching the video. I love all of you guys. Have a good night.